Good afternoon, welcome on board the Sunset Safari today with a small group of bachelor impala making their way down to the water roll, I suppose, to go and have a drink. Good afternoon everyone, it's nice and warm here in Djuma and we are sweating. My name is Steve, I'm joined by BK on camera, and as always we are very excited to have you with us out here on the Sunset Safari. Well, we found a giraffe. We don't see many of them on Djuma. I know giraffe are many of your favorites. His very pale undercoat with a very dark overcoat, and now many people will tell you that a giraffe is mute. Now this guy turned towards us after feeding on his buffalo thorn that he's now going back to feeding on, and he snorted at us. So that's probably the 5th or 6th time I've had a giraffe vocalize. This one almost sounded like that snort you get when the hippo it opens its nostrils as it comes out of the water.
Yesterday they did have very fat bellies. Today they don't. So they've been eyeing out some blesbok that have been walking up on top of the ridge, and there's all the potential that they could hunt today. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But it's such a privilege as always to be able to come out and follow cheetah. It's not very often that you get to spend time with one, let alone three. So we always have to just take our chance when we get it. We don't know when we're going to see them again. And I know that there's a lot of people that want to get an update of Pumalela. I have to update you that she hasn't been seen in quite a while.
Well, call that timing. As I went live, there's an elephant right next to us. I was about to turn around and stop for a hornbill that was in front of us. And we have a surprise. We have an elephant right next to us. How nice is that? Young bull. And it's not the same one we saw earlier. This one's much smaller. Now remember what I mentioned about the panicum grass? Exactly what this young elephant bull is eating now. And at the same time you have the shade of the marula tree as well. Hello young boy. You know what, if I was an elephant, I would certainly be eating panicum grass.
Yes, as he's sitting with his elephants, and I have got our elephants here at Madikwe. As you can see, a beautiful elephant cow at the moment in front of us. You can see the typical angle on top of the head, like kind of almost like a 90-degree angle, a bit of a point there. If it's a male, it'll have a very roundish head and much larger as well. A beautiful female, just of course flapping. Oh, you see the little fork-tailed drongos. Of course, those little fork-tailed drongos, there's birds that's busy fluttering around the elephant there. Of course, what happens is the elephant is busy feeding on the grass and on the plants around here. You see as well, being very hot here as well, and you can just see them flapping those ears, just keeping cool. All of them really enjoying the late afternoon feed around the side. Oh, a little one wants to maybe have a drink. No. Not the smallest of ones. I think that one might be about a 5-6-year-old. And I love that when they're walking through like these areas, and especially that we're heading over to a nice big open plain. So I'm hoping that there's going to be some elephants on that open plain, because the setting with elephants walking across an open plain to me is just stunning.
Is anyone lying down? No, I actually think everyone's standing up. They're still having a snooze though. A little bit of a doze. This is a classic herd position for doze time, with the little ones all in the middle and everyone flapping
their ears just to stay a little bit cool. But you can see it's warm, but it's not scorching hot January and February weather, because if it was, those elephants would be in the shade. They wouldn't be sitting where, or standing where they are now in the full sun. So I think listlessness would be the first sign that an elephant is not feeling well. That's lovely. I don't think this is the same herd as we were looking at the other day, Olaf. I think it's a different one. There's a tuskless cow in this herd, which is quite obvious. Off to the right, left there, yeah, that one behind the termite mound. She's got no tusks. I don't think she was in the two herds we had such fun with 2 days ago. But isn't it interesting how the matriarch obviously gave the signal, and they all got up, stopped resting, and now they're eating.
Where we've got a juvenile African harrier hawk busy clinging on, causing havoc here at the dam. The buffalo weaver in the top right of the tree, or the middle of the tree, going crazy. Harrier hawks are specialized nest hunters, nest raiders. They've got a long, narrow face. They're able to cling and hang onto the branch of a tree. He's busy ripping that nest apart now, looking for any chicks. And there's not much these small birds can do about it. Very specialized feeding behavior. They can stick their face into nooks and crannies. Oh, did that just get something? Bit of nesting material. There's Chitwa Lodge at the background there. And here our barn swallows are preparing to depart back for Europe. Barn swallows, European swallows. They will be departing back late February, March. When you start getting them accumulating like this on trees, you can be almost certain that it's nearly time. Start accumulating in large numbers on telephone poles or on trees. BK, you've got a woodland there. That's a woodland kingfisher. Fantastic. And we've also got a pied kingfisher that's landed in that tree at 12 o'clock once we've finished with our woodland. Tracy, I honestly haven't done an enormous amount of birding in snowy areas, but a lot of the birds that leave those cold climates, one of the reasons they leave is the availability of food and the temperature. So to remain in those areas, you need to be very well adapted to live in those areas. So in my time in France, when it was snowing, I did see a golden eagle flying. And there were a couple of other little birds that flitted around. So there are birds there, but they have to be very well adapted to survive not only the cold, but acquiring food. There we go, this woodland kingfisher is doing a little bit of display, territorial display.
Thanks very much for joining us, like I say, and we'll see you tomorrow at 05:30.